Hey guys, so for this video I am actually going to be doing a book review of a graphic novel, and it's one of the graphic novels that one of my favorites I've read as an adult so far. I say as an adult because there are some comics I read when I was younger that I haven't reread, so I can't tell you whether or not I still enjoy them as an adult, but this one I read and I fucking loved it. It's just my jam. So it's Joker, Harley, Criminal, Sanity. So this book surprised me because one, it was made, the writer for the comic is Cami Garcia. If you don't know her, she did the Beautiful Creatures series, the young adult series. She also did the graphic novels she did Raven, Beast Boy, and then Beast Boy and Raven. She did those graphic novels. So when I learned she did this book, I was shocked because this book is really dark. And so I was like, wow. I need to actually go, it made me want to go watch or read Beautiful Creatures just to see the difference between them. But yeah, so this particular book, or graphic novel, it follows Harley Quinn and Joker. But in this book, Joker is a psychopathic killer. And Harley Quinn is the psychiatrist that is trying to stop him. So the story starts out with Harley Quinn. She is a consultant for the Gotham City PD, and she's going after the Joker, who has been doing these very artistic killings, I guess you could say. So he's using these like victims and posing them in ways that are referencing specific art pieces. And so she's trying to stop him, and she's obsessed with him because she thinks that he's responsible for the killing of the person she cares about the most. He ends up killing her. I'm assuming it's her lover because the woman, she was redheaded. She had, you know, these vine tattoos, and you know, he posed her with flowers, so I'm assuming she was supposed to be poison ivy. And of course, in the comics, they are together. And so I'm assuming that's who he killed. And so she talks about how he literally killed, you know, I can't remember exactly what she says, but essentially he killed the only person she cares about, you know, her only family. And so she's become obsessed with him, trying to stop him. And so the book kind of jumps back and forth between the past. You know, we see him start his killing spree, and how originally his face paint, it's supposed to be the authors at the back of the book say it's supposed to be a metaphor, I guess, for his evolution as a killer. So it starts with him, he has this immaculate painted face, and then as the book goes along, it gets messier and messier, and they say it's because he's less focused on, you know, his face paint, and he's more focused on the art. So he's more focused on, you know, creating these like art pieces. And it's actually, we see him and how he would practice. So he would just pick random people and kill them so that he could practice on them to make these intricate art pieces. And so he's very much a sociopath. He views these people as nothing but, I guess, a way to express himself artistically. And so it's fascinating because they very much go into like the psychology of it, the forensic psychology of it. I think this is when I actually have the book here. This is the book. That's the cover. This is what interests me because it looks beautiful. and you actually open it up, and it has these very, I think they called it hyper-realistic drawings. I fucking love it. I'll start at the beginning because I'm going to go through and give you examples that I like from the book. Let's see, the first one. So this, we get to see Harley Quinn as she was before. I think she's either a medical student or she's a psychology student. But she's very much, happy, and this is like when she gets home and finds her, her lover. I'm just gonna say lover. So we see this is in color, and it switches between color and black and white. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be an indication of Harley Quinn's mentality when she was like really happy before everything. It was in color, and now every time we see her, it's in black and white. Oh, and you see the bat signal, of course. They reference Batman twice in this book, and they even ask where he is. So I'm not sure what happened during this time period where Batman was, and so I think that'd be interesting to look up to see if they actually confirm that. I'm hoping they do a sequel to this. It'd be interesting. And of course, like I said, I'm assuming is Poison Ivy. This one, like I said, this is black and white, and we see Harley as she is in the present, and she's very much serious. You never see her smile throughout the entire book after he kills her lover. And we also get to see her, she's, boxing and everything like that, so it's very believable towards the end when she takes on the Joker that she's very much experienced fighter. So this is like part of, I guess, my draw, I guess, because the Joker will pose them in these really disturbing, art pieces. Like this is supposed to, I can't remember what that art piece is called, but it's the one where, it's the drawing of the human body. But it's kind of really dark, which is why I enjoyed it. It reminds me very much of Bones, or it's a CSI. They had those episodes with the serial killers who would, do these really intricate art pieces, and we do this whole cat and mouse game, trying to stop them. So this is really a large part of the reason why I love this. Oh, and so this is part of why I liked it, because it goes into the psychology of it, and they actually do bring up a lot of actual serial killers and kind of going into the psychology and of a serial killer, which really allows you to realize that Joker is very much a serial killer. He's like, those real serial killers who are very cold, and they don't have any empathy for anyone. They don't care if they hurt people. And so that's why this is when I started to really love the book. Because I was a psychology major, and I find the human mind fascinating, and just all the different aspects of the human mind and how they impact behavior, I find interesting. This is another one of his kills. So you see them incorporate the human body into the watch. Once again, I can't remember what this art piece is referring to. Yeah, and also we learn throughout the book that he was abused by his father, and just like Harley was abused by her mother. I'm wondering if that was supposed to be a parallel to the two of them. They're like similar in that way, and we see the two different paths that they take. Or maybe why they are very much fascinated by each other, or at least the Joker fascinated by Harley. Another thing I loved about this book is that it very much feels like you're involved in like the investigation. So here we're seeing more about the people involved, the criminals. So we get like this like case file, and then we get actual like crime scene photographs, and then of course wanted poster, and then articles about the Joker. So I fucking love this kind of more interactive. It feels like you're actually there investigating as well. They're telling it not through dialogue, they're showing it through like articles, or showing it through case files, or showing it through photographs. And so that's why I also love this book. Oh, and of course they end up referencing Black Canary, which originally they just had like a ticket that had Black Canary in it, but I'm assuming this is Black Canary. Her bandmate ends up dying, so I'm assuming she doesn't, because I think she walks out of it, you know, when they're starting to perform. So hopefully she doesn't actually die, and if they do like a sequel to this, I hope she shows up, because that would be awesome. And she looks amazing, by the way. And then of course, by the end of the book, she's saved or stopped the Joker, but it's kind of like, well, at what cost? Because he's kind of mocking her about how his greatest art piece was Harley, because she's kind of, you know, she's wanting to kill him, and if Gordon hadn't stopped her, it's possible that she would have killed him. And so he's like, well, you're my greatest art piece. And so Gordon, he has stopped her from killing Joker, and he says, well, you'll know, he'll spend the rest of his life in jail. And then she's like, yeah, until he escapes or fakes psychosis to get into Arkham Asylum. And then, yeah, it's just great point, because one of the biggest problems with comics is that they try to do this whole, oh, you know, continue, you know, just keep this character coming back by having him escape, you know, or something like that, and it just gets to the point that it becomes unrealistic, you know, it becomes unbelievable, it becomes boring, I guess. And so, by the end of the book, very last page is her pretty much acknowledging that she, the only way to stop people like Joker is to kill them. And so she talks about how Batman doesn't go far enough, and that she is going to she's going to become like, you know, these killers, to take these killers out. So essentially become a criminal and become a killer. So this is why I'm hoping that they do a sequel, so we can see, you know, see this journey. And, but yeah, I love this more like serious Harley Quinn who's becoming this vigilante, this criminal. Not because, I mean, we see her kind of becoming more darker, I guess, but it's because of the fact that she's trying to stop these killers from hurting people. It's a little less crazy that you usually get, like fun crazy you usually get with Harley, and more like serious, I guess, if you get what I'm saying. But they actually have some notes in the back when it comes to the Joker, and so this is one of his looks, and I really like this look. It's very simplistic, but it also, they talk about how this version of Joker, it blends the classical elements of the character with a hyper-realistic, physically and psychologically accurate portrayal of a dangerous and highly intelligent psychopathic killer. And so it's a very simple design, but you know, it makes him look more dangerous, I think, than, you know, the whole like Heath Joker's look, or even you know, the Batman and a lot of the other Jokers. I find him a lot more creepier, I guess. And then of course it talks about how his, you know, his appearance reflects his evolution as a killer. His evolution is divided into 5 stages, progressing from stage 1 to stage 5. The version of him we meet in the present day, Joker's iconic makeup. It's a key element that reflects his development. His makeup starts out being neater and more precise, and then as his murders become more elaborate and controlled, his makeup becomes more messy because he's pouring all his time and energy into his work, the crime scene. And so, yeah, I think this is by far my favorite Joker, and I love this relationship between Harley and Joker. This is a much more interesting relationship, I feel, than like this, oh, well, this, you know, this woman falls in love with this patient, and then at the end, I couldn't help but chuckle, because at the end, they actually reference the Snyder Cut. Because when they were talking about the interview, they said one of the headlines is "Release the Garcia Cut," and it's reference to, they go back and like 90 pages they redraw, and so I guess they call it the Garcia Cut. I couldn't help but chuckle that they actually included that, and I loved it, so. But yeah, that was Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity. If you like psychology, if you like more darker comics, if you want a different take, I guess, on Joker and Harley, go read this. It's so interesting. It was so, it was just fascinating, I guess you could say. So this is definitely one of my favorite DC books so far. It's the Black Label of DC. I need to go check out more of the Black Labels, because I know they have others as well that I just haven't gotten around to. To be honest, it took me like 6 months to read this, because I kind of hyper-focus for like a period of time, and then I lose interest, and then I eventually either don't pick it up again, or don't pick it up again for like 6 months. And so it took me like 6 months to finish it, but I still loved it. It's not an indication of the quality, it's just my attention span is shit. So, yeah, go read it. If you don't like it, alright, but if you know, it's a possibility you will like it, just read it. It's funny because I have a coworker, well, 2 coworkers. One absolutely loves horror, she hates it, and so I know I can't recommend this to her. But then there's the other one who loves horror. I recommended this to her, and she's like, I described it, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna place that on hold, because she loves horror as well. So I had to check out to see what she thinks of it. But yeah, so that was my review of Criminal Sanity. If you did like this video, give it a like, subscribe to get notification for all the videos I'll be doing. You guys have a nice night. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.